In today's video, we are going to be going over the Providence Chrono Delay, when John Mayer would use this pedal, specifically during the Sob Rock era. And today's video was requested by Ryan Johnson, so thank you, Ryan, for requesting me to kind of break down the Chrono Delay and when John would use it live. So let's get right on into today's video, all about the Providence Chrono Delay. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, hit subscribe and ring that bell button to be notified, because I'm going to be releasing a follow-up to this video going over the Providence Delay 80s. So you guys are not going to want to miss that, but let's get right on into today's video about the Providence Chrono Delay. Now, as always, I can't just go into the examples and show you guys, okay, here's when John uses it and ending the video. I have to give you guys a little bit of background information in regards to kind of how John uses the Providence Chrono Delay in this example, at least in this video. And essentially, this pedal has been his main delay with tap tempo since the 2019 World Tour. Now, John initially had the T-Rex replay box on his pedal board, but he swapped that out for one of these, and he hasn't looked back. He hasn't used any other delay with tap tempo since picking up one of these guys, and for a very good reason, if we're being honest. It's a great sounding delay, the tap tempo is extraordinarily accurate, and the fact that it has a screen on it as well, so you actually can see the milliseconds of delay time on it, it just all helps in a live scenario, and it's clearly why John is using this pedal. Now, because John had both the Providence Chrono Delay and the Delay 80s on his pedal board, even though he uses a lot of delay live, he kind of divvied up the responsibilities of the delay between those two pedals. Now, the Chrono Delay was very specific in terms of if John needed a delay that required a, specific beat per minute, a specific tempo, he would just tap the tempo in and he would be set, and he kind of obviously left the rest of the settings the same, but the Providence Chrono Delay was definitely set a bit more subtly compared to the Providence Delay 80s in terms of the echo hardness during the Sob Rock tour. It can be kind of hard to hear the delay going at times in some examples I'll show you guys, but we'll do the best job I can possibly do of showing you guys, and especially at least showing some footage of John stepping on the pedal. That's when you at least know for a fact that he's using it for that part of the song. Now, let's get right on into the first and kind of the most well-known example of John using the Providence Chrono Delay, and it's for Last Train Home, that amazing outro solo. And the best example of John using this pedal is actually when he was performing on some various TV shows and performing that song in promotion of Sob Rock. Now, the best example where you can hear it is during the outro solo of the version he did for the Today Show, especially at the very end. You really hear the delay. Now, the unfortunate thing with some of these TV performances is that these companies, whether it's the Tonight Show or whatever, they really heavily copyright this footage. I've tried to post less than 10 seconds of footage, like 5 seconds of footage before, and my whole video got taken down. So if I can't show you guys that specific footage, just Google John Mayer Last Train Home live on the Today Show. Give that a watch and that outro solo, and that's the Providence Chrono Delay. That's the best example I can give you guys. If not, you guys will just see him performing it live during the Sob Rock tour. So doing the best I can here, guys. Sorry about that in advance. Now, our next example is going to be one of the most, iconic John Mayer songs. You ask any John Mayer fan what their favorite is. Very high odds is going to be Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. Now, during the Sob Rock era, the arrangement was kind of changed a little bit. Now, when John would start performing the song, he'd do the harmony parts as normal with Isaiah Sharkey, and then he actually would stop playing and he'd just sing the first verse. Now, during the singing of the first verse, he would actually turn on the Providence Chrono Delay, and the delay pedal would pretty much stay on for the entire song from that point forward. From that very first chorus till the end of the song, he would have the Providence Chrono Delay on. And another thing here to keep in mind, you guys, the way John Mayer's pedal board was set, if you're looking down at it from right to left, it was Providence Chrono Delay, Way Huge Octopus Mark 1, then Providence Delay 80s. So even just by kind of where his foot is selecting on that second row, you can also tell if he's using the Providence Chrono Delay if he's stepping closer to the right side of the pedal board, or the Delay 80s if he's stepping closer to the left side of the pedal board if you were him looking down at the pedal board. But let's take a look at some slow dancing the Burning Room examples with the Chrono Delay. Our next example is a song that John really doesn't perform that often anymore, and when he does, it's a real treat if I'm being honest, and it's Vultures. Now, because Vultures requires a very specific delay time, the Providence Chrono Delay is just the easy choice for John to choose for that specific song, and in this example from Sea of Guests in Seattle, you actually can see John tapping in the tempo right before they launch into Vultures. Now keep in mind, guys, for Vultures, not only would John use the Providence Chrono Delay for the main delay of the song during the Sob Rock tour, but he would also use the Way Huge Octopus Mark 1, the AP1 version, and having two delays going for Vultures is honestly really key for that song sounding exactly how it's supposed to. My friend Alejandro, who runs John Mayer Gear, did a really great video on kind of dialing in the delay for Vultures. I'll link that video in the description as well for you guys to check out if you're curious about that. I've also done a video going over this exact same thing with the Way Huge Octopus Mark 1. I'll link that as well for you guys to check out if you're curious. But those three examples that we just looked at are ones where you can pretty much guarantee that every night or every time that John performs those songs, he would use the Providence Chrono Delay for them. Now, our next example is one of those cases where sometimes John would. Sometimes he would use a different delay pedal, which I have a future video coming up on very soon. And other times, he just wouldn't use delay for the solo at all. And we're going to be talking about changing. And this is one where, no pun intended, he just changed up the effects he would use, kind of depending on the night. But here is some footage of him choosing to use the Providence Chrono Delay for the solo. really, the Providence Chrono Delay is just the perfect delay that John could ever ask for in terms of having something with a really great tap tempo on it and something he can add delay to really any song if he wants to on the fly, simply by just tapping the tempo of the repeats in. And that's exactly what the Providence Chrono Delay was used for. Few specific songs, but as well, if you just wanted to add delay to something, quickly tap in the tempo and he's ready to go. And even something like In Repair back during the 2019 World Tour, John actually would tap tempo in a delay sometimes for the outro solo. The best example we have is him using actually the T-Rex replay box, the one that this knocked off the pedal board for and replaced, but he would do that as well sometimes for a solo like that, and he could just tap tempo the delay time in and boom, he was ready to go. So if you guys are looking for a really awesome delay pedal that has a really great feature set, this one for sure is one I just cannot recommend enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video as well and are liking kind of this different style and series of videos I've been doing, kind of really deep diving into when he's using these pedals and giving you guys some really great examples. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it. Either way, YouTube counts it as engagement and I don't really care as long as the engagement goes up. That's all that really matters for the channel. Please again subscribe if you haven't already. You guys aren't going to be showing any more of my videos than you already would if you haven't hit subscribe anyway, but it helps me and the channel grow regardless and just lets me know I'm doing a great job. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.
Anyway, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you like what you see.